It's a good.
The second time I met Rudi was in about 1977, 78. He had switched over to be a reporter for Stars and Stripes. And I was out in the field in this place called Hohensfels, which I think is German for mud. And we were walking around in this place. I was walking around in the place for about a week. Well, one day, the battalion commander is out there and they're putting down plywood and wood and all this sort of stuff leading from the road into the place. So I go up to him and I said, what's going on? You must be expecting a huge VIP coming here, and I'm expecting like the commander of, the 4-star commander of U.S. Army Europe. He says, yes, we're having a reporter come in from Stars and Stripes. His name is Rudi Williams. And I knew Rudi, and I'm going, whoa. And I looked at the colonel and said, geez, I'm a newspaper reporter. How come you didn't do this for me? And he looked at me and he says, because you're not Rudi Williams. And I'm not. I'll never be. And I miss him to this now, for sure.
I did hear of a job below the border shooting some flies away from a village, but I can't find out what it pays.
$20.
In our many discussions, the other thing that Rudi was very passionate about was his cars. He had 2 cars through the nearly 20 years that we were together in the organization, and they were both Volvos. He did all he could to keep those cars going, and we'd often talk about stories about when he'd leave work and go over to the craft shop, change this part or change that part. He always knew exactly what to do. Those cars were almost humans to him. Speaking of humans, there was no other human close to him as his grandson. He lovingly spoke about him at every opportunity, and you know that he was very proud of him all the time. We'll remember Rudi and all that he did, not only for this agency, but all the people he touched through photography, stories, from a long time. We will miss him, but we will also always know that he will be with us in our hearts. Thank you.
I met Rudi Williams probably 88, 89 at a luncheon for a co-worker who was leaving, and basically he was the life of the table the entire time. He cracked jokes and told stories, which was basically Rudi. This was over when I was working on the Early Bird, and I was one of the writer-editors at the time, and then I was transferred later over here to Old Town and worked with Rudi as one of the writers, the new writers at the bottom of the totem pole. He was a great teacher. He gave me a lot of tips as far as writing stories and what to do, and he was just basically a good person. And he basically kind of took me under his wing and showed me the ropes, how to do different things and how to write stories. And another thing I remember about Rudi was he was always talking about little Rudi. It was always little Rudi, little Rudi, little Rudi. Until one day he happened to bring little Rudi into the office, and little Rudi wasn't so little. Little Rudi was over 6 feet tall. And, you know, I was expecting him not to be 6 feet tall possibly, but maybe a little shorter, because I always heard about little Rudi. So, you know, that was another little joke between the two of us about little Rudi.